Hey Becca, thanks so much for joining us for today's information panel. Could you please briefly introduce us yourself?
Of course. My name is Rebecca Maddox, and I am a program manager here at CPE over our technology programs.
Thank you. So today we're going to learn a little bit about these AutoCAD certificate programs. So how does a career that are applicable to the AutoCAD skill set look like?
Well, there are several careers that you can utilize AutoCAD skills for, including architectural and civil drafters. The median salary for that is $48,181, and it looks like there are about 11,355 job postings for that. But you can also use those skills as an interior designer, as an architect, and even as a surveyor. And you can see that there's such a variation in salaries and job postings for these positions. For example, architects, the median salary is about 72,000 with 41,000 job openings, and surveyors, the salary is 53,000 with job postings at 18,344. So there are a lot of different career spaces that you can go into with the skill set.
Yeah, I believe these numbers are very good for a student to learn and then to kind of like having an idea about, the labor market industry, like how it look like. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, so next one is what we learn from this course.
So in our AutoCAD Essentials Certificate course, you're going to learn to navigate the AutoCAD workspace and use basic drawing, editing, and viewing tools of the software. You're also going to learn to organize drawing objects on layers and insert reusable blocks. And in addition, you'll learn how to prepare layouts to plot and add text, hatching, and dimensions. You'll be completing hands-on projects during the certificate program.
Gotcha. So what are those topics are included in the AutoCAD Essentials?
You're going to be covering a number of basic topics and skill sets in the AutoCAD Essentials course, including basic drawing and editing commands, making changes to your drawing, organizing your drawing with layers, advanced object types, getting information from your drawing, advanced editing commands, learning how to insert blocks, setting up a layout, hatching, printing your drawing, and adding dimensions to your drawing.
Awesome. Then what about the intermediate AutoCAD? Like what kind of topic you'll learn and what are those information you can learn from the course?
Sure. So our AutoCAD Intermediate Certificate, you're going to be building upon the skills that you learned in AutoCAD Essentials. So in AutoCAD Intermediate, you'll learn to utilize productivity tools and work with constraints. You'll also learn to create and organize more advanced blocks and layouts, as well as build templates and annotation styles from scratch. You'll
Mm,
also learn how to use the zoom commands in the software, external references, quick calc, and dimensioning tools for a more complete and advanced drawing.
gotcha. So what are those topics of this course?
So for the AutoCAD Intermediate course, you're going to learn about accurate positioning, parametric drawing, working with blocks, creating templates, advanced layouts, annotation styles, external references, and advanced editing commands within the software.
Perfect. And I do know that we have advanced of AutoCAD Advanced course. So what will you learn from this course?
So our AutoCAD Advanced course is our final certificate program in the series. So in AutoCAD Advanced, you're going to learn to work with advanced tables, annotations, editing, and viewing tools of the AutoCAD software. You're going to learn how to create advanced dynamic blocks and attributes and understand sheet sets. You're also going to learn how to prepare a drawing to be published and use collaboration tools, all while managing layers and using the right tools for optimal performance. Of course, to do all that, you're going to be completing some hands-on projects. And if you do decide to complete AutoCAD Essentials, AutoCAD Intermediate, and AutoCAD Advanced, those three classes will help you prepare for the AutoCAD Autodesk Certified User exam from Autodesk.
Awesome. And what are those topics of the AutoCAD Advanced?
Sure, if we break down the topics in AutoCAD Advanced a little bit further, you're going to learn about advanced text objects, working with tables, dynamic blocks, attributes, output and publishing, other collaboration tools within software, cloud collaboration, publishing and customizing your sheet sets, managing layers, CAD standards, system setup, customization, and macros and custom routines.
Awesome. Thanks, Becca, for all of those information. And I do have some question list for you. Those questions are from our previous webinar, the most frequently asked question from students. So here is the first one. So are the textbooks required for these classes?
Yes, there is a required textbook for each of our certificate programs. So if you take all 3 classes, there will be one textbook for each that is required. So those are available at the KSU Center bookstore for purchase, and information on purchasing textbooks will be sent out via email 1 week prior to the start of class for any registered students.
Got you. What are those requirements or recommendations that for students to enroll to these courses?
Sure. So when you're enrolling in these courses, we strongly recommend you have a high school diploma or equivalent, a
Mm-hmm.
working knowledge of computers. You will need to have access to a PC computer and internet. You will also, of course, as we just said, need to purchase your textbooks from the KSU Center bookstore. A Mac computer is not recommended for this course because it's fully taught on PC. So some of the commands will not be the same, and you may struggle a little bit applying the commands to a Mac computer. So we recommend having a PC computer, not a Mac. Now, if you do decide to attend online live, you should have a webcam and a microphone. You
Mm-hmm.
also will want to have dual screens if you are online live, so you can watch the lecture and actively participate using the software with what's being taught. The software access is provided to our students. We send out instructions 1 week prior to class to access the software. And of course, the program should be taken in order unless previous experience can be proven to the instructor and or the program manager.
Perfect. So is that software included in the course?
Yes, access to the software is free and instructions on how to download it will be provided 1 week prior to the start date of class.
Got you. Are there any, I think you just mentioned about these computer requirements, which you recommend like a PC, instead of the Mac. Does this course make a certified AutoCAD user for students when after they enrolled?
I do want to mention one thing about the computer requirements. If you are concerned about the specs for your computer to be able to run the software, you want to look at the specs at autodesk.com to make sure that you can effectively run the software. But in answer to your question about becoming a certified AutoCAD user, no. Our class does not make you a certified AutoCAD user. There are various Autodesk certification options available for AutoCAD and their other products. Now, completing all 3 AutoCAD courses will help you prepare for the AutoCAD Autodesk certified user. However, these classes do not focus on exam tips or prep. So the cost for the certification exam varies based on the testing location, but it typically ranges between $130 to $150. You can find more information if you're interested in certification at certiport.com/autodesk.
Awesome, perfect. So can students take the class like online?
Yes, we do have an online live option. We do not have a self-paced option at this time, but they can take it online live. So basically what that means is the student will attend class during the scheduled time, but will be able to participate live online from home using our distance learning platform. So like I mentioned before, we do recommend having 2 screens available should you choose to do this, so you can manage watching the lecture and also participating by utilizing the software.
So basically, there will be 2 groups joining the class during the class time. Like one group, if students pick in person, then they will be in class, and the other group can join online live.
Correct, yes. So they'll be watching the same lecture that the students who have chosen the in-class option
Mm-hmm.
will be watching. They'll just be virtual.
Awesome. Perfect. Do you know how many students are typically in a class?
We have seen everywhere from 12 to 30. And of course, some will be online and some will be in the classroom. So we're not saying 30 students will be in the classroom with you. It's going to vary depending on what your fellow students select.
Gotcha. So students also wondering, do they need to take these like AutoCAD Essentials, Intermediate, Advanced in order, or they can just jump into Intermediate if they already have some years of experience?
You would want to start out with AutoCAD Essentials, then move on to Intermediate and finish with AutoCAD Advanced.
Mhm.
However, you can start the class that corresponds with your experience level. You would just want to confirm your experience level with us so we can help you choose what is best for you to start with, because we don't want to drop you in advance without you having completed the learning outcomes and the knowledge that you will have learned in Essentials and Intermediate.
Correct. We want students to learn from, we can just share they share with us their experience, and then we can go from there and to check on their levels and give some suggestions on which level they can take first.
Exactly.
Yeah, so and also I was wondering how students needs to go about confirming the previous experience. I guess you mentioned a little bit. Is there anything else you want to add on that?
So, if you're already proficient in the skills covered in the intermediate course, then it would be appropriate to begin with advanced. That's just an example. But if you do have any questions about what is covered in each course, feel free to reach out via phone or email, and we can help make recommendations on where to start by just taking a look at the topics covered in each course and making sure that you're comfortable with those topics prior to recommending where you should begin.
Awesome, perfect. Student also wondering, do they need to bring their own laptops if they attend the class in person?
So the class will be held in a computer lab if students go with the in-person class, which means you don't need to take your own computer during class, but access to the AutoCAD software outside of class is recommended. So you will want to have a laptop or some form of computer at home. Of course, if you're taking the class online live, having a computer is absolutely necessary for you to be able to join class and participate.
Right, right. And in terms of the online live option, so some students really, have concerns about the particular time that we set it up because they're working, full-time employee during those hours. So they're wondering if they can be taken the courses after looking, the recordings or something like that. Not sure is how that works.
Unfortunately, you will have to attend the class live, whether you are attending in person or online. Unfortunately, you won't be able to complete the class during different hours.
Gotcha. Well, I believe that's the most questions that I have at this moment for the AutoCAD. Thank you so much, Becca, for joining us today. These are very helpful information to help our students to understand better about this course.
You are very welcome. Hello, Todd. Thanks so much for joining us for the information webinar. Now, could you briefly tell us about yourself and your experience with AutoCAD?
Absolutely. Well, I have over 30 years of experience using AutoCAD. I actually started using the software when Release 9 was in existence. Now, keep in mind, Release 9 was introduced onto the market in 1987. So that goes to show you how long I've actually been using that application. But for the record, I've completed AutoCAD design work on commercial airline runways, as well as aircraft hangar construction with Federal Aviation Administration out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. I've also completed AutoCAD work with commercial aircraft engines, and that was with United Technologies in Hartford, Connecticut. I've also have a wealth of experience designing two-dimensional engineering projects, architectural design plans, to include extreme detail on floor plans, working plans, electrical, as well as structural design plans. Also have an extreme background in three-dimensional design work. This includes 3D walkthroughs of various environments, such as development of franchise restaurant design, and mechanical product engineering design. Most notably, I've educated students from all walks of life. This includes undergraduates with Georgia State University, transfers from Georgia Tech, Kennesaw State University, military personnel, entertainment stage designers for Atlanta plays, music stage artists that were interested in designing their own stage props as well as stage sets for performing, architects that needed to upgrade their skill set, managers with the city of Atlanta, entrepreneurs, as well as other educators that needed to enhance their knowledge about the software and execution of new commands. I've also assisted approximately 9 students into reputable internships with companies in South Florida, Pennsylvania, as well as Atlanta, Georgia.
Wonderful. Thank you, Todd. You really have a wealth of experience. So can you tell us a little bit about your teaching style?
Absolutely. Well, the course is structured in a way that allows our adult learners to feel comfortable with completing our essentials, intermediate, as well as our advanced courses. Many students have been out of the classroom environment for roughly about 20 to 30 years, and I take this into consideration. I also realize that students are not necessarily pursuing direct CAD certification. Instead, they desire to learn the software at a comfortable pace and all while navigating within an accelerated environment here at KSU. With that mentioned, re-entering the classroom, especially with the way that technology is structured nowadays, can be a little bit intimidating. Therefore, I try to eliminate that fear factor involved by allowing my learners to ask as many questions as necessary, all while gaining clarity and understanding. I also provide all of my students with my external contact information. This includes my cell phone number as well as my external email address, therefore allowing them to take their educational journey offline. To be honest with you, I also realize as a seasoned educator that many of our students feel a little bit more comfortable speaking and asking questions away from the mainstream or away from the camera. At times, this can be more effective when it comes to learning new materials such as AutoCAD. I also provide a positive incentive for learning by motivating each and every student by offering a backdoor approach to learning. Therefore, my teaching style is a method that allows my users to follow along with the demonstration style of learning, all while enjoying an official face-to-face as well as a virtual real-time and live interactive session.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Todd. So we have a couple of questions that potential students do commonly ask. Now, our next one is, will a drawing be completed in this class?
Absolutely, yes. The students, in fact, they complete hands-on projects throughout intermediate, advanced, as well as our essential classes. And those particular drawings are used as a foundation for helping them to build a portfolio, therefore providing them with not just incentive, but the work that they need so that employers can see their skill set, see how they execute certain demands, and therefore make a determination of whether or not we want to bring them on board with their corporate structure or whether or not to take them on a different route.
Great. Thank you, Todd. So how are students assessed in class?
Assessments are completed via quizzes, through review of real-world type of design projects, weekly assignments, as well as by final examination. That includes a written as well as a design section for determining how well the student can execute certain commands, all while aligning and completing civil engineering type projects, architectural, as well as mechanical engineering based projects.
Wonderful. So what is the class format like?
The class format, honestly, is more of a live online format as well as we offer that particular option as well as on campus, face-to-face type of format. Now, if there's ever a time where a student is not understanding certain material that's introduced during lecture, we also have the option of them going back to review that information once they are finalized and approved as being an official student with ASU.
Great. Thank you, Todd. So what type of projects do students work on? Can you provide more details?
Absolutely. To provide an idea of the types of projects that students will complete, I try to pull honestly from a variety of genres, especially since I realize that the vast majority of our students come from diverse backgrounds as well as diverse career paths. So, in any given weekend, a student may receive a project that's originating from the entertainment and stage play design sector, architectural design, let's see, interior design projects, franchise development of storefronts such as Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks. May give them a project dealing with the Tesla, excuse me, vehicular engineering project. Um, for example, this past weekend, we worked on a project dealing with the electric power charging station, which enhances the electrical systems inside of the Tesla. They may have a project dealing with a Kroger or dealing with Publix as well as Target. Certain weekends, they may receive a project dealing with a naval sub engineering station, as well as a as three-dimensional or three-story condo design off the coast of Miami. So the drawings are not only geared toward preparing them to transition fields, but reputable projects that will help them to build a portfolio as well as a strong foundation in preparation for interviewing or for gaining promotion in their existing positions.
So speaking of interviewing and getting promotions, what kind of jobs can students get after completing this program?
Sure. In all honesty, I always encourage my students in every session. So, one of the things I aim toward is maximizing their efforts for landing a position. And by taking advantage of our TSU career application entitled Handshake, many of our students have found incredible luck with landing paid internships as well as full time positions with the various companies. I normally share details concerning different positions that students can apply for throughout the course of my lectures during every session. Now, depending on the type or the genre that we're lecturing on that weekend, will determine the type of positions that I will share with my students. For example, if I'm completing a lecture on designing the electrical vehicle manufactured by Tesla, we'll touch on that again, then I will share a few jobs that are currently available for applying for that particular company. You'll also be able to use the design from lecture to build, again, the portfolio in preparation for the interview. And I can't stress that enough because nowadays, a lot of the employers, they're looking for a more visual approach to engineering because they want to see exactly what the student is capable of doing. In addition, they also provide them with an examination. So the types of jobs that the students can land once they leave our program are mechanical engineering base, Delta Airlines, which I notice has been hiring steadily throughout the course of this quarter, architecture firms, manufacturers in Conley, Georgia, Dallas, Texas. So the entire gamut is just wide open for students that's entering into the field.
Now, a very important question, is there math involved?
Absolutely, absolutely. But I don't want students to become intimidated because of the math factor. I always get this question. A lot of the basic math and geometry calculations are done, believe it or not, by software. So more than likely, the student will not need any type of calculus or calculus 2 or anything of that nature. Just the bare bone basics, perhaps geometry, a little trigonometry is what is more than likely mandated for the student, but it's not necessarily required for them to understand and to execute the different commands associated with the software.
Great, thank you, Todd. So I'm going to give you a kind of hypothetical situation here. So if a student currently works with AutoCAD and they're just looking to add certificates to their resume, does the professional work that they've obtained with AutoCAD count as 80 hours of experience, or do they need to take other certificate classes to qualify that time?
Well, to be honest with you, normally our registration department is really awesome, and they'll work with the student to determine whether or not certain types of work experience qualify or would transition into credits for determining a plausible entry point for the student. There have been times where I've communicated with certain students that did have over 15 to 20 years worth of experience, and I will make a recommendation that they'll either come in at the intermediate level or based upon what they've explained to me that they start off at the advanced level, especially if they are seeking certification. But there's times where the student has not touched the keyboard or doesn't even know what the AutoCAD software even looks like. So the recommend is that they start off at the essentials. So yes, we will work with the student, especially if they have 80 hours of experience or have AutoCAD experience or years of veteran experience, and we'll work with them to determine what's an appropriate level to come in at. And at the same time, as a professor, what I'll do is take the initiative to develop external work, therefore allowing them to work outside of the course in order to enhance their portfolio, enhance their experience, especially if they're going for promotion.
Wonderful. And learning the formal ways to complete commands and tasks is always of added benefit, especially if you're self-taught.
Absolutely.
So, of course, you are aware that our students can choose to attend the class in person or online live. If a student does choose to attend online live, how exactly does the online format work, like with actually using the software?
Right. Fortunately, the student will attend class during the scheduled time, and they'll be able to participate in the live online sessions from the comfort of their home or from their office using our online distance platform. Now, we recommend that having two screens be available should they choose to move forward with that particular option. Also, we have the option of reviewing as well as replaying the course in the event that the student may need additional clarification for executing certain commands, as well as using online recorded sessions for assisting with completing required work.
Great. Thank you, Todd. Do you have anything else you want to share with the students?
Absolutely. Well, here at KSU, we welcome all students and look forward to assisting each and every individual with elevating their knowledge and empowering them with the tools needed for graduating to the next level. As a professor, I look forward to working with each and every one of you all if you choose to attend our university.
Thank you so much for sharing all this wonderful information, Todd.
You're more than welcome.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, quite a bit about myself that I could go into, but I'm a typical non-traditional student that was interested in the CAD program. I've learned a lot about CAD since being in the program, and I have previous CAD experience, but this particular course gave me great detail into the CAD program and learning the intricacies of the program and being successful in the field of CAD. So just to give you a quick rundown about myself, I have a previous history with CAD. I love drafting, I love designing, and here I am with KSU, Kennesaw State University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So what the AutoCAD classes did you take or are you taking now?
Well, I've taken all three classes, the basic, the intermediate, as well as the advanced class.
Okay. So did you take the class like back to back?
Yes, I did. I took the classes back to back.
Gotcha. So what was your biggest takeaway from the program?
The biggest thing that the professor, as well as the instructor, the instructor, as well as the advisory department, they went into detail into CAD and how to use it from the smallest command line or circle to going into 3D operating systems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I like that quite a bit because they went into great detail in how to use it.
Gotcha. So what was the most valuable aspect of the program for you?
The most valuable asset to the program was the instructor who had 33 plus years of experience. So he knew how to navigate different issues or problems that we ran into being new users to the program, some of us that were in the class.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about your experience?
My experience has been great, honestly. Like I said, I learned quite a bit from taking courses maybe online or just kind of taking some YouTube videos and thinking that I can learn from there. But I think being in the class and having someone that can assist you when you run into problems is very helpful, because when you look at the videos online, you can only do so much. They only tell you to do so much, but different computers have different problems and run into different issues. So when you have someone that can pause for a second and give you direct assistance on how to navigate through the program with different computer systems, it's very helpful. So I learned quite a bit, again, from this instructor who, again, he has 33 years of experience, and he went into detail as to how to help the step-by-step operation of CAD and its programs.
Right, awesome. So you learned a lot of like hands-on experience. Instead of
Absolutely.
instead of you go to YouTube, watch those recordings. So
Yeah.
another question, that are you registered like in-person class or online live?
I did in person because I learn in person better than just looking at a computer screen from a distance. Anytime I have a question, I like to ask the question right then and there instead of just listening to an audio online,
Right.
which you are able to ask the questions if you do it online, but myself, I learn better in person.
Got you. All right. I guess that's the questions that I have for today. And again, thank you so much for taking your time answering all of our questions. And I hope you wish you good luck with the rest of your class. And thank you so much. Hi, Ryan. Thanks so much for joining us for today's information panel. Could you please briefly introduce us yourself?
Yeah, my name is Ryan Capps. I'm the registration manager here at the College of Professional Education. Been in higher ed for about 16 years with a background in financial aid.
Perfect, thank you. What are the financial aid options for this course?
Yeah, so for the financial aid options that are available for this course, we do offer payment plans, VA education benefits, including my CAA to those who qualify, WIOA, and student loans.
Could you please let us know how does the payment plan work?
Yeah, so for the payment plan, how it works is the amount of the course is broken into 4 payments, 4 equal payments of 25%. The first of is due at the time of registration. The second is due by the first day of class. And the remaining 2 are spread over the length of the program. You can view more information about that on our website, cpe.kennesaw.edu, under the Student Resources tab. Then click on Financial Aid, and then Payment Plans. And under there, there's more information as well as a request form to request that payment plan.
Sounds good. Is there a enrollment fee if you would like to set up payment plans?
There is an enrollment fee. It's a one-time $50 fee that is added on to that first payment. So your very first payment would be the first 25% of the course plus that one-time $50 fee.
Gotcha. What are the processes for students who want to apply for the military benefits?
For students who want to apply for military benefits, the first step is there is a VA information form that is on that cpe.kennesaw.edu website under the Student Resources Financial Aid, and there's a section for military benefits. You want to fill that out. It kind of explains how your military benefits work and lets us know which chapter that you want to use. In addition to that, we would need your certificate of eligibility that breaks down exactly what you do qualify for. And then if you are using Chapter 30 or Post 9/11 GI Bill, we would need a copy of your DD-214. If you are using My CAA which is a benefit for spouses of military service members. You would first need to contact your MyCAA advisor, and if you do qualify, you could reach out to us and we'll get you your education and training plan, or your ETP, and you can submit that back to your advisor to kind of get the process started for that.
All right. So what about WIOA?
Yeah, so WIOA is a benefit for students that are unemployed or underemployed, low income, that can help pay for the cost of the course. To apply for this, again, you can go to our website, cpe.kennesaw.edu. Under Student Resources, Financial Aid, and there's a section for WIOA. It's broken down by the region of the state that you're in. So you want to find your appropriate region, click on the link and apply, and that'll tell you if you are eligible for it. And then from there, they'll let you know the next steps of what you need to turn in, as well as what you need from us, and we'll assist you with that process.
Great. So is there any employer voucher students can use? And also some students will have their employer to pay for the course. So what are the processes look like if their employer pay for it?
Yeah, so if you have an employer that is willing to pay for your course, what we would need is we would need something from your employer, such as like a voucher, essentially stating that they will pay for the course. With it, there can't be any contingencies on it, such as you need to receive a certain grade or anything like that. But as long as they state they will pay for the course, we can accept that. Once we get that, we'll register you for the course and then send an invoice to your employer for payment. So you would not need to come out of pocket to cover that course.
That's good. Is there any discount for KSU students or staff member, faculty member? And how to apply for them, and any discount for KSU or CPE alumni?
Yeah, there is. So for KSU students, staff, faculty members, we do offer a 25% discount on our courses here at CPE. And then we do offer a 10% discount for our online courses. For KSU and CPE alumni, we do offer a 10% discount on all those courses. If you do qualify for those, you would want to give us a call. We'll just need to verify that you are a current student or alumni, and we can get that discount applied for you and take that off the cost of the course.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ryan. These are very helpful information for our students to understand better about the financial aid option.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, and then we do have some more questions from students about registration for the course. So can this course be applied toward a college degree?
Unfortunately, it cannot. Our courses are considered non-degree and non-credit. They are awarded CEUs, which are continuing education units, but they are not transferable towards a degree.
All right. So what kind of application do students need to complete for professional education course?
So most courses do not require any type of application. There are some that do require an application or a placement exam. But what I would recommend is you want to check the specific program information page for more details. But most of our courses do not require any sort of application.
Okay, so students also ask, do they need a transcript from their old school to provide for the registration?
They do not. So our courses are open to the general public, so we do not require any transcripts from previous education.
Awesome. So what is the refund policy?
So if you register for a course and then decide that it's not for you, the refund policy is as follows. If you cancel 3 or more business days before the beginning of the class, you will receive a 100% refund. If you cancel 1 to 2 business days before the beginning of the class, is an 80% refund. And once the class begins, there is no refund given, as 0% refund at that point.
Okay, so what happens if the course is canceled?
If the course is canceled, we will give a 100% refund, or you also have the option to transfer to an equivalent course. So we can just move you to another course if there's one that fits your needs, but if not, we will give a 100% refund.
Perfect. Students also are wondering what are the deadline to apply for the program?
Yeah, generally speaking, it is 5 days before class begins. But we do want to warn students classes do fill up. So we always encourage students don't wait too long. But 5 days before class begins would be the deadline. If it is less than 5, it will depend on if there are still spots available and if there are any applications that are required for that class.
Awesome. So can students register by fax or mail?
They can. They can register by fax at 470-578-9085. On our website, there is a registration form that they can fill out and fax in. They can also mail that in to KSU College of Professional Education at 3333 Busby Drive, number 3301, Kennesaw, Georgia, 30144.
Sounds good. All right, so next question is, how does it look like after student get registered? Which means what kind materials or information they are going to receive before the class starts?
Yeah, so once you complete your registration, you will receive a registration confirmation email from the registration office. It's going to break down the course or courses that you've registered for, as well as showing how the course was paid for. It'll show the dates and times, the room that it's in, all that information. Also on your student dashboard on our website, you'll be able to see your current registrations that are upcoming, as well as any previously completed courses. You will also receive some information from the program manager as it gets close to that start date, welcoming you to the program and letting you know any information that you would need.
Perfect. So students also have several questions here. They want to know after they complete the course, how do they request a transcript?
Yeah, so again, on our website, cpe.kennesaw.edu, under that Student Resources tab, there's a frequently asked questions section. Under there, you'll see a bunch of information, but section 2, and it's points 1, 2, and 3 are going to have a lot of good information for you. So the first bullet point on there says, how do I request a transcript? It'll explain all the information. There is a form that you fill out to request the transcript that comes through to our office, and then we review that and get that processed and sent out for you.
Perfect. And they also ask, how do they request certificate replacement?
Yeah. So in that same spot, it's the second bullet point. We'll say, how do I request a certificate replacement? Again, there's a request form on there. You can click on that, fill it out, come through to our office, and we'll get that filled out and sent out for you.
Great. And also another one is, how do they request an enrollment verification record?
Yep, same spot. It's just the third bullet point. We'll say, how do I request an enrollment verification record? Again, there is a request form you fill out right there. It'll come through to us, and we'll get that taken care of for you.
Sounds good. So Ryan, I think most of the questions are already covered for the registration and financial aid. Is there anything else that you would like to share from our registration office or financial aid side, like the contact information?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So to register for the course, we talked about you can fax or mail. You can also go online to the website cpe.kennesaw.edu. You can register and pay online for your course. You can also call us at 470-578-6765, option 1, and we'd be happy to help you over the phone. You can also come in person. If you come in, just give us a call. We can come out and meet you and assist you for whatever questions that you do have.
Sounds good. Is there any particular email address that students can reach out for financial aid questions?
Yes, you can reach out to us at CEREG, that is CEREG, at kennesaw.edu. That comes directly to the registration office with any registration or financial aid questions, and we'll be happy to assist you with those. We usually try to get back to students within one business day of reaching out. So if you want to email us, you can reach us there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for joining us today. I believe those information are very helpful for our students to learn.
You're very welcome.